What is up? My name is Cooper Neal. That is Jarrett Bennett, and we love drafts. And boy, oh boy, did we have a phenomenal week. Game of the week, once again, was a hit. I don't think you've missed yet, if I'm being honest.
The Kansas, whatever it was, that was a blowout.
Who'd they play?
Was
Oh,
it
yeah,
Kansas,
yeah.
Iowa State? Yeah.
Yeah, and that game wasn't great, but
No, it
still, I
wasn't.
mean, you were due at least one miss, but you haven't really missed. Phenomenal week. Obviously, we're going to come back with some hot takes because we enjoyed that last time. We're going to finish it off with another NFL offseason preview, mainly because I was trying to do other teams that I actually cared about doing, and I just couldn't get my mind off of a specific team. So that'll be coming later. As always, I got the Twitter accounts up and running. Jarrett's cooking on those. We'll preview our game of the week again this week. I'll just say this. We could have picked a game every single day. We're about to have a stellar
do that.
college babasketball week. I mean, we could. We really
I'll have
could.
a game of the day.
Game of the day, but specifically the overall game of the week.
There is a
for
game of
us.
the week.
Yeah. But Jarrett, how you doing? Been a good week.
I'm losing my mind. I've been shut in because we got snowed in here. This isn't just like it's not safe to drive. No, we can't leave the house. Like the entire driveway is iced over. Like I will deal. It is a hazard to walk out there. So kind of losing my mind.
Fair. Cabin fever.
Yeah, I've kind of been wearing my pajamas for 24/7. But
Same.
yeah,
I do that anyways on
that's just your life.
non-snow
But
days. Yeah.
yeah. It's feels weird that it's Tuesday because it's been a long weekend. So
I also
far.
feel that it catches me by surprise on most days when I figure out what day of the week it is. But no, and I saw pictures of the snow because obviously got videos of the niece and nephew in their snow. It's not snow. It is solid as a rock. There are no footprints made in this snow. There are no snowball fights to be had unless you want to accidentally harm somebody. There are no snowmen's being built. This is not fun snow. Memphis never gets fun snow, but NC, we learned pretty early on here that everybody was like, we'll never get snow. We never get snow. We might get the occasional ice, but we don't get snow. We didn't get snow. We got sleet and like a solid inch thick worth of ice, with a little light coat of white over top of it. So granted, I wasn't going anywhere anyways, but Leah got off 2 days and now it's her weekend technically on Tuesday and Wednesdays. So we've been chilling. Watched a lot of hoops, watched some TV, getting into the Oscars things. I guess we could preview that.
We could preview the Oscars.
Yeah.
We'll have a little large special draft for that. We'll have a scoring system for awards one. We'll be drafting movies, probably with some guests as well.
I got one
hopefully.
confirmed, but I'm not going to spoil it yet. I forgot to talk about that prior to us hitting record, but I did have one technically tell me they'd be down to do it.
Sweet.
Yeah, no. So we are. Yeah. I'll be honest. I've tried to watch the Oscar-nominated movies numerous years in a row, and I failed numerous times. Mainly because,
50.
Yeah, there's a lot. I won't watch all 50.
I'm not going to watch 50 because a lot of them are these documentaries, short films, and stuff like that. Probably not going to watch those. If I get to them, I might. But there's 15 that have been nominated multiple times. Those are the 15 I want to watch, and all 10 Best Picture nominees for sure. So far, out of the 50 movies, I've seen 3. We're working here.
Seen 5 or 6. I think we're still on 5 or 6.
So One Battle After Another, Begonia, and Frankenstein. That's been this past week.
Yeah, I haven't seen Begonia yet.
Very different. It's
Connor. Okay, sorry. I spoiled who's potentially going to come on, but he literally said your exact take on Begonia was his exact take on Begonia. He was like, I loved it, but at the same time, you're like, why do I love this?
Yeah, it's so weird. At a certain point, after 20 minutes after the movie, it finally clicked the message of the movie. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'm excited for it now, oddly enough.
Weird.
But yeah.
Emma Stone's great in it. DC might be, I would argue Emma Stone is the best actress in the world right now.
But I love Emma Stone.
Yeah.
I do. She's the best Gwen Stacy.
She's just good. One of the best SNL hosts you can have out there too.
Yeah. I have read a lot that the Jessie Buckley, the actress from Hamnet, I know you're not excited about Hamnet at all, but I read that she might be a shoe-in. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think Emma Stone was going to win for this after watching Begonia. It didn't seem like I wasn't blown away by her. She was very good in it.
Yeah.
Because she's consistently very good and stuff. But
and I have been reading that as much to both of our chagrin that Chalamet might be the front runner for Best Actor. Which
I don't mind
fine.
It's one of those we both agree we don't like him that much as an actor, I love
I
the
love him as a
dude.
human. I do. He's
This guy's
hysterical.
awesome. He's a
Speaking of
cool dude.
SNL host, like he's
Just a
insanely funny.
like me as a wrestling fan hearing like, oh, he's talking about 90s ECW.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No,
Playing basketball in the streets.
I'll watch it. It's just one of those things that like I don't want to spend $30 for a movie that I'm like kind of excited about, but not really like gung ho
Yeah.
about. And honestly, like we have a gift card to AMC, and we're probably going to go see Return of the King because that's like childhood dream for me to go see one of the Lord of the Rings movies at theaters.
I still haven't seen Sinners, and that's the one where it's because both people said they also want to watch it, so I'm waiting for them to schedule the lineup. But
it's made me feel better based on the fact that the people that I've talked to about Sinners have also been like, I didn't watch that in say 16 nominations.
I don't think it wins Best Picture. I have one, I haven't seen it yet, that I just read the plot and it's got a number of nominations. I'm like, that's gonna win, and that's Sentimental Value.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it.
Once renowned director reunites with his estranged daughter. That sounds like Hollywood just eat that up.
Yeah, I'll watch that one though. It's Stellan Skarsgård.
That looked good too.
And Elle Fanning, so I'll probably watch. I'm gonna watch most of them, but yeah, that's a long-winded preview. We got excited about this, and both of us are actually going out to watch the movies because, to be fair,
it's finally a draft where we can have to measure results in a win or two.
Correct, but also like I feel like I always hop on my soapbox about the fact that we just can't come up with original ideas anymore. I.e., this year's entire movies is all sequels and. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited about this year's worth of movies. Like I told you, I'd love to do a draft where we pick 5 movies, and whoever by the end of the year has the biggest box office takeaway, like that's the winner. So that's another draft that might come that has like an actual bona fide winner. But it's just one of those things like we're getting Toy Story 5. I don't care. Why do we make Toy Story 4? Because at this point we're just making movies to make money, which is fine. I know that's the thing, but I feel like this year's Oscar movies are actually all original ideas, except for Hamnet, because that's
and technically Frankenstein.
Well, yeah, but I thought it was a really good movie.
It's a great, and it is original.
Yeah. It's definitely a take on it. I don't think it was perfectly by the book, but
it's not, but I think it was intentional. Where it deviated was very intentional.
Yeah. And I liked it. I thought that was a really good movie.
It was great.
It was entertaining. Obviously, I love Oscar Isaacs. Jacob Elordi's really good in it. Shocked that he's supporting actor. I don't know how they justified that one. I was like, that's a really weird way to specify him as supporting because he's kind of, I would consider him and Oscar Isaacs both the lead in that. But anywho, I digress.
Yeah.
Back to basketball because this was a phenomenal week. And I'm just going to jump right into my hot take. I told you, I don't think it's that hot. I really don't because it's just a fact. And this is kind of a twofold hot take. This is the best freshman class ever in college basketball. We're never going to see another one like it. It is truly pound for pound the best freshman class ever, which in turn, this will probably be the best draft ever. I know we're going to have to, wait 20 years to determine that or not, but I have 18 freshmen on here that I think will likely get drafted in the first round this year. And then follow that up with you coming off a weekend. Peterson did not play, which is disappointing, but I'm hoping he plays Saturday. Spoiler. But Cam Boozer, 32, 9, 4, and 3 steals versus Wake Forest on Saturday. And then they came out and absolutely mollywopped Louisville last night.
Yeah.
And he's awesome. He's dominant. But 32 for him, I feel like it's a big game.
Which on that game, real quick, the argument of like, well, as rough as Mikal Brown has played, they've been better when he's been out there. Look, they're 8-1 or whatever it was when he's played. They're 4-4 when he hasn't played. Look at the teams they played when he was there. Like that was the scrub part of the season for the most part. They had some tough games in there, but
I told you yesterday. I said he needs to go back to college and.
That game exposed him. That was
bad. Anytime you're going to have a defense on you, he did not try to get open. When he finally did, he would just chuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not a pretty game for him. I think there is something there. Like, it's the same conversation.
There's something there. I still think he probably goes in the lottery.
He probably will.
Because, like, he'll have one game this year where those chucks that he throws up there fall.
Yeah.
And some team will be like, well, we'll just take him.
Yeah.
He could be a star. I think he could be a star.
He could be. He just scares me because he doesn't look like he generates his own shots. It looks like a lot of his stuff has to be really good screens.
I'd like to see him get to the basket better.
Yeah. I have a lot of going in with him. But.
Yeah, back to the freshman class. Like, yeah, what a freaking
No, it's loaded. But also, like, just this past weekend, Caleb Wilson obviously gave you 20. I mean,
That's what he does.
What more
That's
do
what
you
he
want
does. He's
from him?
great.
He's a consistent 20 points per game night guy.
Love him.
3 versus Utah in the Holy War. Followed
That
it up
was
with a stinker. And I say stinker for his standards. It was not that good of a game for him. It was not a very good game for BYU at all until the final like 5 minutes of the game where Arizona just kind of took their foot off the gas and almost
yeah.
lost. But he followed it up with 24, 4 and 5. But I think, and I told you this, he shot poorly. I think he was 1 of
Yeah.
8 from 3, coming off of a 4-3 night, 43.1. He followed it up with a kind of a stinker shooting wise, but you saw him still get to his spots. And he was
Mhm.
playing a much better team in Arizona. Like Arizona is significantly better than Utah. They were defending him much harder, but I loved the fact that he still was aggressive and got to the rim. He was still aggressive and got to his spots. Most of his points came off of free
Yeah.
throws, if I
The
remember
game
correctly.
for him, there's something too that he has not played as well against the best teams, which I think is concerning. So now it comes to, and the thing is, I don't think he's looked that bad though. The result hasn't been there. So now we got to look to the Houston game. We got to look to the Iowa State game as far as what is he going to do against, high level defenses.
I'd also argue, I feel like his team's not as good as some of these other teams. I think BYU is getting a lot of like top 15 praise because of how awesome he is. And I feel like in the grand scheme of things, if it's a game against Houston, if it's a game against Texas Tech, if it's a game against obviously Arizona, Kansas, I'm kind of leaning against BYU. No offense to Debanza. I think I just look at the team and the pedigree of the other teams and coaches more so than I'm discounting what Debanza's doing.
Yeah.
Because I think he's awesome. And again, he did as much as he could until Richie Saunders finally got going and until, I don't know number 30's name, but they had said that number 30 was like for his last 18 shots and he drained, I think, all of their threes in this game, which is what brought them back. Yeah, Debanza 43.
And it was a
Ridiculous.
screw you 43 because
Yeah.
the other guys that it's dropped, the other freshmen that dropped 40 plus, and it was very much like a screw you, I'm gonna drop 40 because I
Yeah.
can.
First
And that's
time
what's so
in,
exciting about him is
yeah,
when he
I think
just
they said
decides I'm gonna take over this game, I'm gonna score a bunch of points. He just
Yeah.
kind of does.
he can. And he can do it from anywhere on the court is what's crazy. Because he showed you, he's like, I can shoot the three. I don't do it often because I don't have to, but I can. Because I think he hit 4. I think he was 4 of 6 or 4 of 5 in that Utah game. Kingston Fleming's 42 points, 6 assists, 2 steals versus Texas Tech. And I told you, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love this kid. I can't talk enough about him. Nate Ament, I told you before we got on here, career high 29 points, 10 of 20
Yeah.
from the field, and an upset at Bama. I think that's huge for him. I just need to see some consistency out of him. It's just one of those things that he's so inconsistent. The shots not usually
think
there, but
We've been spoiled this year with terms of expectations for a guy like him with the other freshmen who have come in and just torn it up.
been insane.
For a guy that's just honestly been like a lot of freshmen have come into the college basketball. They've been inconsistent. They've shown some really good flashes. He's still been pretty productive. You just look at the numbers.
He'll still go lottery.
He'll still go lottery. He'll probably go top 10. He's a good player, I think. It's how good of a player is he?
Yeah.
It will become the question.
And again, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like some of these freshmen have come in and just, I mean,
Yeah, which I
been
think
insane.
it becomes an unfair comparison for a guy who you
Yes.
thought might have been a project coming in that's played like he's averaging 16 points a game. I
Yeah.
think like 16, 7, and 3, something like that.
Yeah.
That's great. I
Yeah.
know the efficiency's not there, but that's pretty
It's
good.
still really good. Like, I mean, Cody Williams got drafted on significantly less than that. So,
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Cody
Granted,
Williams.
he wasn't good. He's not good in the NBA, but
Yeah.
he got drafted on significantly less.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Nate Ament, definitely good showing. Obviously, we've talked about Mikael Brown. He had 20 against Vatek, but okay. I mean, it was 6 of 11 shooting, so I mean, take it for what you will. But
Yeah.
Keaton
but,
Wagler, the other star freshman, you and I picked this you picked this as the game of the week last week.
Thank you.
I almost took credit in that. I picked Illinois. You picked Purdue, so I'll take credit for that.
And I'll continue to pick my guy Oscar Clough, but
I know you will. I know you will.
gosh, I love
But
him.
9 of 11 from 3. I know he was shooting 40% coming into this game, but like I didn't realize it was like that.
He's good.
Yeah.
And I tweeted this out, is the reason I'm becoming more convinced that the reason Kingston Flemings, but especially Keaton Wagler, are lower on draft boards. I know Kingston Flemings is 5th. I think he belongs in the top
He belongs to the
4
top 3.
conversation. He belongs in that tier with the other guys. I think
Yeah.
Caleb Wilson also belongs in that tier.
Yeah.
Especially Keaton Wagler, though, is it because they weren't high going in? on
Could
draft
be.
boards. Like, is that literally it? Because I'm
Yeah.
watching this and like this guy is as good as any of these guys, and he's getting better as the season's gone on.
Yeah.
Every game he's getting better, and
He's
he's
got good
continuing to fill
size.
out. He's
Yeah.
6'6". I know he was like
Yeah.
165 pounds when he was recruited, which is why he was like not highly
Lower.
thought of.
Yeah.
But man, and he can really shoot the ball,
And he can get
and
to his
get his own
spots.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
I
good
like
player.
him. Yeah, he's nice.
He could end up being. I wouldn't be shocked if he's a top 6 pick.
I wouldn't either.
That's high from where people have him, but I think he's for sure in the lottery right now. And like
If he
boards have
didn't
him in
move
the
into the lottery with
20s.
that game,
Um,
like
like
that's wrong.
like what do you like? I understand you look at a Buko Corey or something like that, another freshman who's had some awesome games similar to
Yes.
Wagler, but he's undersized. He's been an inconsistent shooter. I understand why he's not,
On boards,
thought of as a lottery pick. This guy's 6'6", getting bigger. I always imagine he'll be around 185, 190 by the but going to the draft. So
Yeah.
he's
I
just a
know
good
I
player.
shouldn't give this comparison because I haven't seen him pass it. Obviously, this was a massive scoring game. He still had 4 assists, but like this was not him having a game like facilitate and be a game
Mhm.
manager type in this game. He can't do that. I think he's averaging 5 or 6 assists somewhere in there that range. It might be 4.5, 5,
It's like
somewhere in
4.
there. But
Yeah.
he can pass the ball. Obviously, he can
Yeah.
handle it really well. He looked like Halliburton a little bit, like just the length and
Yeah, I
the
mean-
step back threes and everything. I was like, obviously his shot looks way better than Halliburton's does, but Halliburton's goes in. So like,
Halliburton
say
goes-
what you will. It was impressive. I literally was sitting there. Obviously, you and I jumped from the Houston Texas Tech game, and then this game was on my phone, so I wasn't paying full attention to it. But I told you I was like, he's got 29 at half. I
Yeah.
was like, he's cooking.
Sheesh.
And then the second half was elite back and forth matchup. Purdue, Illinois, killer game
Yeah.
of the week.
Braden Smith
Killer
looked great in
game.
that game too.
Yeah, he did. He had 11 assists.
Yeah.
He's definitely still on pace.
I
to
think he had
break
12
that
assists, like
record.
25
Yeah.
and 12, something like that. He'll
Yeah,
be
he's
into the
awesome.
first round, early second round. He's a
And I-
backup point guard.
I texted you. I said
But,
somebody is going to get him in like the 27, 35 pick range, and they're going to get a perfect backup point guard.
Yeah, he's good.
And
He'll
you're
be
gonna be
ready to play
content.
day one. And if he doesn't end up like breaking through, dude's gonna kill it in Europe for
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah, he's going to be awesome. Make a lot of money.
Yeah, look up. He'll be leading Besiktas to EuroLeague championship.
And just to keep going with the freshmen, obviously Koa Pete's not going to be a stat sheet stuffer, but I think he's going to play a specific role on a bunch of different teams, and he's going to be a good basketball player. Darius Acuff, another guy that I feel like is just
Isn't it?
every time I look up, he's awesome. 31-6 versus and 2 rebounds, 2 blocks versus LSU. Like,
Yeah,
dude's awesome.
dude's awesome. He'd be a top 3 pick most years. There's so many guys where I'm like, this has the potential. I like your take that this could be the best draft class ever, because it could be. Like,
It could be.
the potential is there. We will never know. Maybe none of these guys have the Hall of Fame, top 10 player type vibe where you compare it to the 84-96 draft of like, we're falling with a Jordan Barkley and Elijah one, in the same draft, and Stockton.
Yeah.
Or
No, again, I'm not
but
going to sit here and try to
as
give
far as
anybody Hall of
depth,
Fame, but
as far as depth of potential all-stars, like
it's loaded.
there's some dudes.
Because again, somebody's going to pick somebody at
Steinbach's also a
20.
freshman, but
Yeah, Steinbach, he was my next guy, averaging a double-double. He rebounds everything. I haven't really watched Mullins or Yesufu. I know you like Yesufu a lot.
I like Yesufu. I like Braylon Mullins.
Yeah, I haven't watched either of them very much, so I
think Braden Berries is a freshman as well.
He's also on here. He was the guy that I came away with most impressed from that
He's
BYU
impressive.
Arizona game. He had 29, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. Like, he was all over the place versus BYU. I really like him. And then the game on Saturday, I'm forgetting who Arizona played, but he had 22, 7, and 4. Like, I mean, the kid's impressive.
Whoever
Another
was that
freshman
killed them.
Yeah. Well, West Virginia. It was West Virginia. They murdered him. Which, yeah, they should. But there's just so many freshmen. And I didn't even mention Abdallas, who can give you 20. I'm not a huge Abdallas
You
fan.
love him.
No. Malik Thomas from Arkansas is another guy that's a good freshman. Chris Sinak, he's not going to be a stat sheet guy, but he's athletic, and I get intrigued by him every time because he'll
He's
make 2 or 3
intriguing.
plays.
Yeah.
But I'm not confident that he's going to
Intriguing.
be awesome.
Intriguing is the right word for Chris
Yes.
Sinak.
Yes. And then I haven't, this Moreno dude from Kentucky,
Malachi
I haven't
Moreno?
watched much of him. Yeah, I haven't
Decent.
watched much of him.
Solid.
But
It's been productive for them.
that was another freshman that I wrote down. I mean, that's 18 freshmen, and this freshman class is ridiculously loaded. It's making college basketball. This has arguably been
This has been
some
a
of the most
really
fun I've
fun
had
season.
watching college basketball.
Yeah. I can't wait for the tournament because there's so many teams that I'm like, man, they could figure things out and make a run now. It used to, like, early in the season, we were like, it's going to be Michigan, Iowa State, Arizona, and then
Yeah.
somebody else. And
Yeah.
everyone else has to deal with it. Now it's like, well, the seeding is going to end up panning out where, like, Texas Tech is on Houston's level. Houston's awesome, but Texas Tech is probably like a 3 seed right now. They're
They should be
intriguing.
a 2 seed. I mean, they're awesome.
Houston's in a 2 seed range. Nebraska could end up. Nebraska's the one where they end up effing around and being a 1 seed. And what does that do to everyone's brackets? I don't think Nebraska's that amazing, but they keep winning games.
Hey, they have a week this week.
That's tough.
Do you just want to jump in? Let's just talk about the games this week.
Yeah, let me pull up the schedule
because Nebraska has 2 top 10 matchups this week.
They're gonna have some.
It's gonna be interesting. Time. Yeah, I don't see them beating Michigan, but
yeah,
because it's at Michigan
tonight at 6, we got Nebraska and Michigan.
Yeah,
number 5 versus number 3, and Michigan is 11.5 point favorites in that one.
My gosh,
not a lot of respect given to Nebraska.
Part of me wants to go just slide a little money on Nebraska.
They think they shoot well.
Yeah,
they're
always in the game.
Hoiberg's a very good coach.
Yeah,
people kind of forget how good he was at Iowa State. He made George Niang an NBA player. That's no easy feat.
No,
that's tough to do.
Not a big George Niang guy.
Who's a big George Niang guy besides George Niang's mom?
Fair.
No one likes him. But we got.
I feel like somebody had to like him to keep him on those Jazz teams for as long as he was.
Let's see. We got George Washington, St. Louis. By the way, is a fun game.
Is it?
That's at 7. Yeah, St. Louis is number 21 in the country. George Washington is a pretty good player. His name is Miguel Cairo, who I think is a top 25 player in the country so far. I should double check that's George Washington. That's not George Mason. Yeah, Rafael Castro. Excuse me. 16 points, 8.5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1.5 blocks for him, shooting 64% from the floor. That could be a good game. That's going to be against our guy Robbie Avila at St. Louis.
Love Robbie Avila, Indiana State legend.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar himself.
He's this generation's white chocolate.
Yeah, we got Kentucky at Vandy. We got tomorrow. We got Houston TCU. We got our guy Hannes Steinbach on Thursday going to Illinois.
We'll get murdered, but I'll be
probably
watching
murdered.
Steinbach. Yeah.
Yeah, the perimeter players in Washington are terrible. Expect a big game from Wagler in that one.
Yep.
Friday, we got Michigan at Michigan State. Yeah, that's
it's kind of crazy that we're not making that our game of the week because that game will be elite.
That game's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be elite. It's not the game of the week, though. Spoiler.
No. Saturday, we got Duke at the official team of We Love Draft, Virginia Tech.
They're going to murder Virginia Tech.
They're losing. Virginia Tech's slowly losing that title.
No, they lost it like 2 weeks ago. They lost it after we picked them. They upset Virginia, and then I think barely beat Wake. No. They lost to Wake Forest because they went on to lose like the next 3 games by buzzer beaters.
Yeah, and then they've just kind of fallen apart.
They got
their butts handed to them by Mikael Brown.
Yeah, which is not a good look.
Here's an interesting game: SMU at Louisville on Saturday.
Could be interesting.
Boopy Miller's been one of the best players in the country.
Yep.
SMU.
Mikael Brown.
I think he finds his way into getting drafted as a senior.
Yep.
And then our game of the week. Well, let me go through the.
You didn't even go to Sunday.
I'm not going to Sunday yet, but let me finish going through these before I get to the game of the week. Kentucky at Arkansas. That'll be good.
I'll be watching. And it's Calipari.
Yeah. At WCC action, we got the St. Mary's Gonzaga game on Saturday.
Yeah, we do.
Late at night. Let me just quick go through the Sunday games. We got Purdue in Maryland, Bama, Florida, and Illinois at Nebraska. Another top 10 game.
I'm telling you, Nebraska's got a week ahead.
Yeah, they do.
If they come out of this week 2-0.
Yeah. If they come out of this week 2-0, put them number 1. No, put them number 2 in the country.
Who's number 1 right now? Arizona.
Yeah,
Arizona's.
Yeah. They're quietly and easily blowing out teams. Like, it's not even like Michigan and Iowa State was noticeable. Arizona really been quietly just like, it's just easy for them.
I think they said until that game last night that they had beat the last 4 teams by 25 or more.
Yeah, they're just killing teams.
They're awesome.
You wonder why they took the foot off the gas in the last minute of the game? Because they haven't had foot on the gas.
The foot on the gas, yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I was a little disappointed because I was still watching the game when they were up by 14 with like 3 to go, and because I had placed a halftime bet on them to cover 8.5 because that was what the spread was at. I was like, yeah, there's no way that BYU cuts this below 10. So I took the 8.5, and then I slowly but surely watched that lead just dwindle, and I was like, what are
In a
we doing?
minute, they
Yeah,
were up
what are we doing?
11. They were up 11 with a minute and 3 seconds left.
Yeah, I know. I was watching.
Yeah.
Because I was watching my money just disappear.
And if BYU didn't give the ball to idiot Rob Wright, they probably
They
win
might
that
have had a
game.
chance.
Yeah.
They might have had a chance. But yeah,
Yep,
get
but,
into the game of the week.
I lost. All right, 3:30 on Saturday, we got JJ Debanza and BYU at Darren Peterson in Kansas.
Yeah.
Number 1 prospect versus number 2, whatever order you have them in. These are your top 2 guys, likely.
Yeah. It's literally
This is
1A,
gonna be a good
1B at
game.
this point.
It's
Because it's
this is
just
gonna
what
be
are
good.
you your pick of the flavor. It's essentially what you want.
I hope they match them up with each other.
I do
Because
too.
both of them are good enough defenders where I would argue Peterson's likely not going to be on Debanza. I would
No.
think he'll probably be on Saunders.
They'll put Debanza
Debanza
on
probably
Peterson,
on
though.
Peterson. Yeah,
They'll
he's their
1000%
lockdown
put it on.
guy. That's not because Peterson's a bad defender. Kansas has specialists.
Yeah. Well, and Kansas still needs him to be that number 1 option offensively, so they don't want him burning himself out defensively. But I just hope he plays because I don't know why he didn't play on Saturday in Kansas's game. They won, so I don't think it mattered who
There's
they were
some
playing.
stuff about like his family making sure like he doesn't play if he's not which
His injuries aren't making me nervous. I will say that.
that concerns anytime like especially it concerns me also when his camp is getting involved heavily. That reminds me of Markelle Fultz. They're not comparable players, but Markelle Fultz was freaking awesome in college.
He was. He's still in the NBA, so I mean, he's technically still had a career.
He is?
I'm pretty sure. I saw him the other day.
Did you?
Or maybe somebody in this
for
league that
him.
I'm in with the high schoolers picked him up, and that's why I know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He's not playing for the Guangdong Tigers yet?
Oh, I lied. He's a free agent.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, he played no, that was 9 months ago. Never mind.
Okay.
He
That's what I
hasn't played
thought.
9 months. He wasn't. His shot was
Maybe
so
he had a
bad in the
baby.
NBA.
But
Maybe he did. Could be.
Yeah, but that concerns me with Peterson is or we're going to get a situation where he's going to be at odds with an organization.
Yeah.
And even though I don't view that as him, it's when other people start getting involved that can become problematic. Even though when the player's not problematic.
Well, we saw it with Ace Bailey last year.
Yeah.
Where that whole situation just got volatile to the point where they were like, he might not even sign with the Jazz. And obviously he did the smart thing and fired his agent and signed with the Jazz.
Yeah.
Because I think he was using Sharif Cooper, who, shout out Sharif Cooper, was playing basketball the other day for the Washington Wizards. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah.
No way.
They were playing like a random, he hit a 3.
Good for Sharif Cooper.
Because I was like, this dude was projected to be awesome and just never materialized into anything.
Well, it's tough when you're a 6'0" guard that can't shoot the ball.
But yeah, shout out to him. And his dad for almost blowing Ace Bailey's entire.
Yeah.
Because that was crazy. Because Ace Bailey was being talked about as being like the number 2 guy for a really long time, top 3, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, people might not touch him because he's like, his agent's coming out saying he's not playing for anybody. He wants to go here, and they're like, it's not really how the NBA draft works, sir.
Yeah.
You get drafted and you go.
Trying to force your ways, and Danny Ainge was like, I don't care what you say, I'll just take him. And Ace Bailey's been good. Well, fine.
He's been fine. The Jazz are the Jazz.
Could be good.
Yeah.
He upside pick.
Yeah. But great college basketball week. We are both excited. And obviously, Jared's going to continue the Twitter that I have absolutely nothing to do with whatsoever. I go on and look at them all because it reminds me who I'm supposed to be watching.
Yeah.
So it's being used.
Throw a like on there.
Yeah. I'll throw a like. I'll repost. Not that I follow anybody on my Twitter account.
I've also had, because of the stats I do, I've been posting top 10 players in each conference so far as well. And we've got top 10 players in the SEC, Big 10, and Big 12 so far. ACC will be probably today.
Is AJ Storr on the top 10 SEC players?
I got a quick spoiler for you. There's not an Ole Miss player in the top 10 in the SEC.
I'm shocked. I'll be honest.
Shockingly, it was an LSU player. But largely probably because he's Dayton Thomas, largely because he's been hurt most of SEC play.
Oh, okay.
So his numbers have not
So he just got to
regressed. Yeah.
cook on the
He just
he got to
cooks
cook
them.
on
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, that was
Well,
a
hey,
large
AJ
reason why
Store's
LSU
gotten
was
better in the SEC.
good for him.
I mean,
I don't
granted,
care.
the rest of our team's gone to hell in a handbasket, but
Yeah.
like we suck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was one also that unfortunately for some was not updated after certain games. That was Tyler Tanner. I have as the number one SEC player so far. That
Mhm.
was the stats for that were done before I think the Vandy Arkansas game, where a cuff just outplayed him,
Yeah.
which
Well, Acuff
kind of to be
outplays
expected.
any guard that he
Yeah,
plays. But
yeah.
yeah. So that's a long-winded uh way of saying my hot take, which is twofold. That this is not only the best freshman class we've ever seen in college basketball, but also it's projecting to go down as one of the best NBA draft classes in history. And again, I told you, I don't know how hot of a take that is because I feel like at this point, you could just kind of look at the stats of this freshman class and be like, yeah, this freshman class is ridiculous.
This isn't normal
No.
for freshmen to be this productive and just
Yeah.
dominate.
And it's
the
great
game
for
this year.
college basketball. It's
It's great.
great. Because I didn't
Yeah.
even mention guys like you said, the Stanford guard is awesome. And I think, isn't
Yeah.
he a freshman too? Yeah.
He's a freshman. Chance Mallory for Virginia, also not going to
Yeah.
come out, but he's been one of their best players.
Isn't one of the dudes for Iowa State starting that's a freshman?
Killian Torre
Or-
is a freshman.
Yeah. Obviously Patton Pinkins. He has been really good. I'm not gonna lie. He's been
I know
one
he's
of
been
our best players.
He's been not saying anything.
Been consistently making me not want to break my TV when I
Yeah.
somehow turn on
Well,
the game.
there you go.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep
Sebastian
turning on the
Williams
games.
Adams for Auburn. I really liked. Like
Okay,
a lot
I
of
haven't seen
dudes.
him. I didn't
He
watch the
lit
Auburn
up.
game, so
Hustle guy. I watched him. It looked like 10 straight scoop and scores against Ole Miss.
that's not saying much.
That was one of the worst games of basketball I've ever laid eyes on.
Yeah,
And that's saying something.
I'm telling you, I think I would start on this Ole Miss team, and I'm not a good basketball player.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll hustle. I'm not that good, but I think that's the thing we're missing. We have no heart.
I'd like to see you lock down Darius Acuff.
Oh no. No. Let me go guard Carter Knox in the corner.
There you go. Carter Knox.
I don't want to guard Darius Acuff. I value not being crossed up on a basketball court.
How many times in a row would he put you on the ground
At least 5.
without even touching you? Because I know you well enough to know that you would try hard enough, which would put you at risk of having your ankles broken.
Yeah. I wouldn't hesitate to get in his grill.
Yeah, you'd foul
The
him.
problem, yeah, I'd probably foul him before I
You'd
foul him
probably
before,
get crossed up once.
and then foul.
Maybe you'd probably get crossed up twice. Then you'd hack him, and then
And
the
be
next play
angry
just
about
be
it. It'd be
next play just be a full on shove and get thrown out of the game.
yeah, I would catch at least a flagrant or a dead ball technical foul.
Yeah.
Like there would be something if I had to guard him 5 in a row. But I think also you'd have to tie in my utter distaste for Arkansas. I'd probably catch a flagrant before getting crossed. So I'd catch a flagrant, get crossed twice, catch another flagrant, I'd be done.
Yeah. Toss.
It would be a quick 5 minutes for me.
Not even 2 minutes into the game.
Probably airball 3 in the process.
Yeah. It's make you more mad.
I think I'd laugh. If all that occurred in a basketball game, I'd be just
Flagrant
keeled
to
over.
start the game. Crossed up. Chuck an air ball from 30 feet.
Could you imagine the announcers
Crossed
on
up
that game
again.
too? The announcers be like, "What the hell is Chris Beard doing? Who is this
You
kid?
got to get this guy out of the game.
This must be a make-a-wish." To let this kid. He pulled a guy out of the stands and said,
Yes.
"You're a starting point guard." I did tell Jack when he went because he got to go to the Ole Miss South Carolina game.
Ooh.
I don't remember which game it was, but he was in Oxford for one of the things, and I told him, I said, "Bring your shoes because there might be a world where you get in." I was like, "You're our best point guard, and it's not close." So, but we ended up winning that game somehow. But all right, moving on. I know you
I'll move my lukewarm take for today. This weekend we got the Royal Rumble coming up.
Yeah, we do.
This will be the one WWE show a year I watch. If it's really good, I'll watch another. So far, in the last couple of years, haven't watched another. But Royal Rumble is the most fun show in wrestling, in my opinion. It's the most fun match. 30 guys enter the ring, one at a time. Get thrown over the top rope, you're out. A lot of fun. Winner goes to WrestleMania in the main event. Super fun match. If you don't like wrestling, that's the one to watch. I love wrestling. I moved away from WWE a long time ago to AEW, to international wrestling, anything pretty much but WWE. My hot take is that the winner of the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, will be Obafemi, recent NXT call-up, a developmental. That's for people to know. NXT is WWE's developmental brand. It's on like the CW.
Thank you for sharing.
This guy, huge Nigerian dude, the ruler Obafemi, just beats the crap out of people, just
It's a great
power
nickname,
bombs
though.
and spot. He's awesome.
That's a great
Destroy,
nickname.
and I'm usually not into like big dudes that just destroy people. This dude, he's got it.
He's fun.
They should be getting behind him. Yeah, he kind of shuffles his way down to the ring to his music. It's
Oh,
awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. I really like him. I think they should just get behind him right away as soon as they call him. Just have him win it. Strap a rocket to him. There you go. There's your next main eventer, ready made. I think Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns cancel each other out. I think Gunther and potentially Brock Lesnar cancel each other out. This all means nothing to Cooper, by the way.
I know Brock Lesnar, and I know the first two guys you named.
Okay.
I've never watched WWE, though. I just
yeah.
know those names.
Yeah. That's where I hope they don't need to have Roman Reigns win this to go to. I think they're going to do a Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns triple threat at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest.
I know those names, so it is interesting to me. And I told you beforehand I might watch the Royal Rumble because you told me what it was. I've just never had someone tell me what WWE was because my dad was not interested in WWE at all. So the little I know about any WWE
keep in mind,
is from you.
It's essentially live theater that plays off live crowd reactions, and they work. They're working together. Yes, it's not legitimate sport, but
it's fun.
It does hurt. It is like, it's quote unquote fake, but also there's nothing fake about a guy landing on his head. You have to just know how to do that safely.
Yeah.
And not get injured.
Well,
so,
like I've done a lot of fight choreo in my theater career. Like there is a way to fall without actually harming yourself. Like you can fall forcefully.
And that's what's going to be.
You can do it in a safe
You'll
way.
see probably a guy get hurt during the show. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. If they have a big name win it, I'm going to be disappointed. I think they should I always think they use the Royal Rumble to make a new star.
Yeah.
But that's my hot take. Obafemi wins the Royal Rumble. The ruler Obafemi.
Hey, I can get behind that nickname. That nickname's great.
He's cool.
The ruler. So I told you, I will probably watch the Royal Rumble after you said all that because it does kind of intrigue me. The fact that it's essentially just a free for all. Just throw it in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of like people like, what match would you show someone to get them into wrestling? And I think there's some good answers. Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle at SummerSlam 02 is a great answer because it's 9 minutes long. It's a short match. And it's just a absolute sprint. I think just anyone watch a Royal Rumble.
And you just get the whole gist.
You get introduced to 30 different guys. You get who they are. You get what's going on. I would say the 2001 Royal Rumble is like the most like, that's what wrestling is. There it is.
Okay. 2001.
2001.
Great year.
Considered one of the best. Yeah, great year. Nothing wrong happened in 2001.
I was born in 2001, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going with that.
I didn't think about that before I said it.
I'll run with it, though.
I didn't think about it until I said it, and then you made that face, and I was like, oh, hell. Fun fact, my little cousin was actually born on the exact day.
Really?
Yeah. They were in the hospital on 9/11/2001.
Wow.
My mom, obviously I was 8 months old, so I don't remember anything about that day. But my mom vividly remembers that day because she was getting the phone call that my cousin was born. And then also, like, immediately after, got the phone call about, hey.
That's some whiplash.
The news. Go watch the news. Yeah, was a whiplash day. I still don't. Like, that's just a crazy day in entirety. I'm kind of glad I was 8 months old and don't really have a recollection of that. But not where I was going with why 2001 was a great year by any means. I was just saying it was the year I was born. And then also the Royal Rumble in 2001 was apparently awesome. So that's where I was going.
At 92, 2018, and
that's a recent
2020.
One.
Yeah.
So there are some recent ones that are pretty good.
There's some good ones recently.
Okay.
But,
But the ruler. I just like the nickname the ruler. I think WWE does have some phenomenal
If you just watch his entrance, you're like, I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
This guy's awesome.
I did. I'll be looking him up like after we get off here. But I told you because I really did try to like pick an NFL team that actually had like an intriguing offseason, or like had a new coach that was coming in that I really liked. Obviously, we've had Robert Saleh be hired as the Tennessee Titans coach. I think it's a really good hire. I just want to go on record saying that. I think that's a solid hire. They should have just kept Mike Vrabel, but I think it's a solid hire for Saleh. I don't have much to say about the Dolphins and Hapley or whatever the dude's name is from Packers. Don't care. Don't. Dolphins have a lot to work on. Joe Brady, right before we got on here, got named as the Bills head coach. I told you I think that's a terrible, terrible move. You go from McDermott, who's a proven coach. Yes, he hasn't got over the hump in the playoffs. Yes, his defense has regressed, but you're getting a guy with no head coaching experience, which I think
huge who they hire as their defensive coordinator.
Correct.
Because I think Joe Brady's a great football mind, but I don't view him as a head coach.
Correct. I think he's going to have to get guys that have had head coaching experience that are just wanting to move into the.
It's not really his personality.
Yeah.
I think he was brought up for the LSU job. People talked about him, and LSU fans ultimately ended up don't really want him as a head coach.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah.
So weird seeing an NFL team hire him as a head coach.
I told you, I think this is that's a big Josh Allen. Like they asked him, they were like, who do you want? And I think he just has such a good relationship with Joe Brady. They were like, okay, we can make that work. But again, you have to nail the offense. Well, not necessarily offensive coordinator, but you have to nail the defensive coordinator hire.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that Brian Flores has not been hired yet. I'm shocked. I really thought that would have been a phenomenal hire by anyone. Granted, he would have to absolutely nail his offensive coordinator hire.
Yeah.
But and then Stefanski, I think Falcons. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. It's a great hire.
It's an annoyingly good hire. I wish they had, done something stupid.
Stefanski's a great coach. I just think the Browns are just a dumpster fire. So I think like a lot of it was not his fault.
I thought he did a good job. They weren't terrible this year, and they should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have a Pro Bowl quarterback, but so maybe he should have done more with that defense. But it's you're shaking your head. I don't understand why.
Are you just
well-deserved Pro Bowl, dude? Quarterback rating of 18. Sick.
He was like literally one of the worst starting quarterbacks in Browns franchise history, which is saying a lot for a team that has 50 starting quarterbacks in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had a tough go of it. I'm trying to think, is there anybody we're missing that is still trying to hire? Raiders still haven't hired a coach.
No.
Who did the Ravens hire? Did they hire anybody yet?
I don't think they've hired anybody. Did the Browns hire?
That's a great question. I don't think the Browns have hired anybody.
Okay.
I think they're still in. Why did I think the Ravens hired somebody? Maybe it's just because.
Good question. Yeah, maybe because Harbaugh signed with the Giants.
And never mind.
But which is a very good hire.
That leads us to my last hot take, which will lead us into an offseason preview. The Steelers made the worst coaching hire they could have made. I don't necessarily know how hot of a take that is. Again, I told you I don't know necessarily the temperature at which my hot takes are. I think my reasoning behind that. The Steelers, since 2016, have had really, I think that 2016 window was where they had the AB, Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger time. They were awesome in those time frames. They have been 0-6 in the playoffs since 2016. They have not had a single playoff win. They've consistently been over 500 because that is Mike Tomlin's thing. But the worst place to be in the NFL is mediocre. That's the worst place to be because you're not getting, you can get a really good football player at pick 20, but you're probably not getting the top end of the talent that you need to take a team out of mediocrity.
Yeah, well, I never able to get a quarterback.
Exactly.
For them.
Well, you will in this draft, but we'll get to that in a second. So when they finally did the whole thing and they were like, we kind of see the writing on the wall here with the direction that we're going with Tomlin. We love Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches of all time. You can't take away any of that from him. He's never had a losing season. He is good at what he does at getting the most out of the crap that he's dealt. I mean, you were using an Aaron Rodgers who, again, I'm not taking anything away from his Hall of Fame career, but he's on the last leg of his career, and I'd argue he should retire now, but you hire Mike McCarthy. And so now you're sitting here and you're like, okay, are they running it back with Aaron Rodgers one more time? And you're like, I hope not, because that'd be stupid. You literally watched them go up against a team in the Houston Texans, who I think offensively, the Houston Texans are terrible. CJ Stroud, I believe, had 5 fumbles alone in that Steelers game, and they still beat the Steelers by 20 because the Texans are built. We're going to build a phenomenal defense, and we're just going to do enough offensively to beat you because our defense is going to be so good that we're going to be in plus position 9 times out of 10. And that's exactly what happened. And you saw a Steelers team that has tried to be built trenches and defense and just make it work offensively. Their defense is old. I mean, TJ Watt's getting injured every now and then too. Jalen Ramsey was one of their bright spots this year. And then obviously Cam Hayward's still one of the best to do it, but he's 33. We're not getting any younger here on this team. And we went up against a team that is literally the younger version of us, and they demolished us in the second half. And they were like, yeah, all right, it's the writing on the wall. Tomlin, we agreed to part ways. I was like, good. They're going to blow it up. They're going to suck for 2 years, but that's going to be all right. Will Howard's going to be the starting quarterback next year. They're going to figure it out. They're going to make it work. And then they said, no, let's hire Mike McCarthy, who
Yeah.
good coach. I'm not going to take anything away from the
He's a
fact that
good
he
coach.
wins. He's gonna win, and that's what makes me mad is the fact that they're going to get a coach that's probably going to be in the 9 to 12 range because that's what he was with the Cowboys,
Mhm.
minus the first year and the last year. But he had 3 straight 12-5 seasons with a first round exit every time. So you literally just hired the offensive version of Mike Tom.
I
Is what you did.
wonder that's what they did. I wonder how much is Rodgers gonna stick around? Is
I
that
think
why
he
they did
has to.
this? Is
Think
that why they did this, to go get his old coach?
I think so. Um,
And that's just
and
wild.
would you like to guess out of 38 quarterbacks that were eligible in PFF's grading system with I think just how much plays or snaps they had
Yeah.
to actually qualify for this.
How many did
Would
you
you like
say?
to guess where 38? Would you
38.
like to guess where Aaron Rodgers was?
Is he like 30?
You were very close. He's 20.
He's doing better than I thought.
That's my issue. Is you're trying to run it back. Aaron Rodgers was phenomenal in his prime. I think if you have Aaron Rodgers in your prime, you're sitting here and you're like, yeah, we run it back. We just fix up a few loose ends, get a wide receiver 2, do our thing, move on. In a perfect world, like, yeah, that on paper that makes sense. Aaron Rodgers ain't getting any younger, and
He's also
I hate the thought process behind that.
I hate the idea of also we're going to develop a young quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers.
That's
That's
never
not a
no,
guy I want
yeah,
them listening to.
no. Matt Stafford is the guy I want a young quarterback
Yes,
listening to.
regardless of what you think about Rodgers the player, does anyone like Rodgers the guy?
No,
Like he's an annoying individual.
yeah, and regardless of like if my take is hot or if it's wrong or not, I know Steeler fans will agree with me because you literally finally were like, yes, we're going to get out of mediocrity. I don't care if we have to be terrible, but
Mhm.
we have to be bad enough to get one of the quarterbacks next year. We have to. Nope, we're going to hire Mike McCarthy's offensive version
Like
or
That's
Tomlin's, but
what the Saints did. Like they went and hired Kellen Moore. They like, we'll just take a chance on a guy and we'll get our quarterback when we can. We'll be terrible. Unfortunately, Kellen Moore was pretty awesome at his job,
yeah, he was
and
really
we weren't
good.
terrible. But like, we got lucky that the quarterback they did take in the second round is
Gonna
competent.
work. Yeah,
He's worked so far.
yeah.
So like
Like
that, you have to eventually take your lumps in the NFL if you're going to
correct,
rebuild your team. You
correct.
can't continue to just kick the can down the road and we'll deal with it later, because you're going to keep getting yourself in cap hell. You're
Yep.
going to keep, not
Which I
getting the
think they
picks
are in Capel.
I think they are, because they did what the Saints did. They just kept like, well, we'll just deal with it later.
Yeah.
And we'll just deal with crappy quarterback play. We'll pay a lot for this defense and our offensive line and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a crappy quarterback. So we're going to ultimately have no ceiling, or
Yeah.
really low ceiling.
Which it's just disappointing because obviously I'm not a Steelers fan by any stretch of the imagination. I do not root for the Steelers ever. It's just disappointing because you literally were like, yes, y'all finally made a decision that was actually going to benefit you in the long run. And then you just kind of turned around and just said, haha, gotcha. We don't like losing. So we want to continue to be mediocre despite the fact that it's terrible for our franchise. As far as free agency goes to kind of like teeter into the all season view for them, Aaron Rodgers is obviously a free agent. So that'll be, I think, a massive thing to watch this offseason is whether or not he comes back. I think he will. I think you get Mike McCarthy. It's seeming more and more like Aaron Rodgers will be back for a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
Kenneth Gainwell was a really, really good bright spot. Their running back tandem of Warren and Gainwell was really good this year. And then they have a starting guard that they should probably bring back just based on the fact that we'll get to my draft takes in a second. If you want to bring back some of the depth pieces on defense, do it. Their defense wasn't as good as it usually has been in the last couple of years. Again, they're not getting any younger. And I think that's kind of part of the issue is because you're not in a position to draft young enough players to replenish your team. You can't be a draft and develop team when you're not getting picks in the realm to draft and develop. Because in a perfect world where you sucked for a year, I think the pick at 21 is either Casey Concepcion or Denzel Boston, whoever's there. You get a guy to pair with DK Metcalf and you move on and you're like, all right, we got weapons next year. We're going to build around the trenches. We're going to build our team around sucking this year with Will Howard, Willis, X, Y, and Z, enter quarterback that you put into this team to take them next year. We're going to get one of the Arch Mannings of the world. We're going to get one of the Sam Levitts. We're going to get one of the X, Y, and Z, Dante Moores. We're going to try to get one of those guys be in the top 3 next year. But no, I don't think they're going to do that. Because Mike McCarthy is also known as the quarterback whisperer guy. Like everybody has always said, he has a knack for finding a quarterback. And I have a weird feeling Ty Simpson will be taken first round, pick 21 by the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not a knock on Ty Simpson. It's just horrible, horrible roster building by the Steelers, in my opinion. Because again, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the type of guy I want a guy sitting behind. Yes, he's a really dang good quarterback, and he probably has a lot to give. He just doesn't give it. He's never been that type of guy to be willing to give it, because he's always like, "No, you're trying to take my job."
Yeah,
Like it's a pride thing for Rodgers.
he's pride, paranoid,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
And so I hate the whole process. They're probably going to get Ty Simpson if they're smart. And this is my book. I think you build your team out. You get the playmakers. I think Casey Concepcion would be perfect next to DK Metcalf, because he's going to be that slot guy that can do a lot of the in between things. He can even play outside if you need him to, but he's going to be much more different than a DK Metcalf, who I love DK. Route tree is very limited, and he's not as good of a contested catch as people think he is, despite the fact that he's got 6'4", 220 frame. Like he's not. And he's also just George Pickens minus the contested catch. But I'd go a corner for them early.
Yeah.
That'd be what I do. But I just have a weird feeling that they're going to go Ty Simpson.
I agree with you. I think they will. And this comes down to how you build your roster out right now in the NFL. We've seen defense this playoffs win, first of all.
Yes.
And another thing that's helpful, we've seen the last couple years in the playoffs now, is for you to build your roster out and then take a quarterback, because then your quarterback gets to be on a rookie deal for however many years it is, whether 4 or 5 years.
Depending on if they were drafted in the first round, you can get him for a 5th year.
And then you just get to pay your other guys and build out your roster. Look what the Patriots have done to make the Super Bowl this year.
Yep. A year removed from being 4-13.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Look what the Broncos have done. Almost,
despite the fact that they lost.
They lost, but if they had Bo Nix, maybe they win that game.
Yeah, they probably could. Those elements were crazy.
Yeah, who knows? And if they just kick a field goal instead of going for it on a 4th down. But
shout out Sean Payton.
Knew he was going to go for it.
Yeah, the whole world is going for that.
I was like, but don't.
Yeah. To be fair, though, the kicks were not guaranteed after a certain point in that game.
But early on, he should have just taken points. But
yeah, I wonder if if either of those coaches knew that those elements are about to get that bad.
Yeah, I wonder that, because at that point, I would say, just take as many points as you can get. And then,
knowing the ending of the game, I would have been like, yeah, take all the points. Just if you get a chance to kick.
Yeah.
Which is not my mentality. Anybody that knows me.
Yeah.
Mama didn't raise no. So
that's worked. It's consistently worked out for you.
Yeah, it is. Phenomenally.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
60% of the time, it works every time.
I'll take 60% fourth down. It's worked for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. Except that
bring it full circle.
Forced about a couple losses a year because of that.
Oh, 1,000%. Get ready.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
The Bama game specifically, when we had Keenshawn. But yeah, no, I think it's just disappointing, because they could have really gotten a guy like Clint Kubiak, who's currently
Kubiak
I told y'all that game he did against the Rams was sensational. And just what he's done with the Seahawks this year. Honestly, either of their coordinators or either of the coordinators for the Rams, both of them would have been great options in the grand scheme of things. But no, they went with the veteran guy, which is just something that proves to me that you still want to win, which is just disappointing, because that's not where your team is anymore.
Yeah.
So I know I didn't give much offseason things, because I would have done it completely different than what they're about to do.
Hire Brian Daboll.
I would have loved a Brian Flores head coach with Daboll as your OC. I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I'd have been all over.
Cool.
Maybe, because I think Flores I don't know if he's going to leave unless he gets another head coaching job, because he's just so good at DC. Why would he leave another team when he's built that team for the Vikings to do exactly what he needs to do defensively? They just should have not let Sam Darnold go. But that's a different conversation for a different day. Also, shout out to the Shrine Bowl. I know that was going on this week, despite all the winter wonderland across the entire United States except for Florida. I don't know if you saw the map, but it was literally everywhere in the United States was in the 20s and 20s and 30s. Florida's 75 degrees. I was like,
screw you, Florida.
Stupid. Don't understand it.
Did you see the measurements for our guy Diego Pavia?
No, I did not. Was he
was
5'8"?
Officially measured. He was not 5'8", but he was certainly not 5'9" and 7/8" officially now.
So he's shorter than me.
Yeah. It was like, cool. Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Yeah, he won't get drafted. I just there's no way that somebody takes a 5'9" quarterback. 5'10", I'll round up for him. No, but there's no way. There,
And major
he
D
won't be playing in
bag.
the USFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1000%.
Oh, he'd be my number one pick in the USFL.
The Rock is licking
Fiery
his
guy.
chops.
Yeah.
The Rock's
built a
seeing that he can
franchise
make the
around.
USFL big next year with Pavia as their leading man. Actually, I'm pretty sure that the USFL starts in a week or two because it's just,
yeah, it
it's just
does.
the spring football league. Not that I think either of us care.
The UFL.
I thought they call it the United States Football League.
It used to be, but it merged with the XFL, became the UFL.
United Football League. Ugh.
United Football League. Stupid.
How many games have you actually watched of that?
Maybe like a half.
I've watched a couple because there's a couple Ole Miss quarterbacks that are legends in the UFL, i.e. Jordan Tayamu and Matt Corral. The Birmingham Stallions do have like 7 Ole Miss players, former Ole Miss players.
I'm sure.
On it. So I do occasionally when I'm like, oh, there's nothing on. But fun fact, but you'll appreciate this because both of us are back in our MLB The Show era. They released the top 100 prospects today. 3 Braves.
3.
You do have to scroll all the way to about 90 to get to our 3.
Hey, but you know what?
They're
3.
all pitchers.
That's about the average.
I'm trying to remember who was number 1. It was a shortstop.
And
And
Jackson
I didn't.
Holiday.
No,
Still count as a
he wasn't
prospect?
on there.
Okay. He must not
Bazano
count as a
was.
prospect anymore.
But the Orioles had 2 like top 10 because they had Basilo, the catcher. It was a shortstop, but they literally said Bobby Witt meets Fernando Tatis. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how you can compare somebody to that.
Yeah, they did say that. Tatis and Bobby Witt. Cool. He's awesome, then.
Yeah, he's an MVP level player if that's
There's
the
the
case.
Pirates. Kevin McDonald.
Is he a Pirates?
Yeah.
Maybe Paul Skeens won't leave.
Maybe he will.
He's going to. He'll be a Dodger.
He'll be a Dodger
or a Met.
He'll be a Yankee or something.
Don't go to the Yankees. Actually,
out of those two, I'd rather the Yankees.
I would. I'd rather the Dodgers because Freddie and Shohei and Mookie. I can't root for the Yankees.
As much as I dislike the Dodgers conceptually, I like so many other players, and it did make the World Series a lot of fun. That like it just really cool seeing future Hall of Famer after future Hall of Famer come into the plate. Or on the mound. Like, it was cool.
And then watching the Blue Jays literally have that game in the bag and blow it. They did it a couple times.
What was Miguel Rojas saving a World Series?
And then what was the dive in the outfield?
Yeah.
Like they collided into each other.
That was a really fun World Series.
It was a lot of fun, but you and I were both not happy about that. No, I can tell you the Braves. It was Cam Cometti, left-handed pitcher. It was Didier Fuentes.
No way is he a top 100 prospect.
He was.
We watched him pitch.
He was horrible, but I mean, it's the Diddler, so you and I love the Diddler.
Yeah, love the Diddler.
And then it was J.R. Ritchie was the other guy, who I've heard a lot about. He has like 6 pitches.
I've heard of it.
Which I'm curious to see how 6 pitches works on MLB The Show. They better make that work.
Yeah, they got to find another button.
They can find another button. You can find.
Why do you need 6 pitches?
I guess because none of them are that good, so you have to keep developing more.
Yeah, like give me 3 or 4 really good pitches. Honestly, give me 3 good pitches.
Yeah,
give me 3 really good pitches,
and then you have two extra that are maybe not as good, but you can throw them every now and then so that people don't hone in on your 3 really good pitches.
Yeah, like
to be fair though, Paul Skeens has 5 really good pitches. So,
but
maybe J.R. Ritchie's the next. Maybe
trying to find someone I recognize on this list.
I recognized a couple, but that's just because again I'm back in my MLB The Show era.
Cade Anderson, number 16 prospect. There we go.
Yeah,
reminds him of Max Fried. That's what we said.
I hate that they got Cade Anderson. That makes me so mad.
I like the Mariners though.
No, I love the Mariners. I'm mad that they got him because they shouldn't have gotten him at 3.
No, they shouldn't have. He should have gone number 1. Who was technically the number 1 pick? It was the high school guy. Who was
the high school guy for? I was about to say the Phillies, but that's not right. Nationals. Wasn't it the Nationals?
I think it was the Nationals.
I'm looking it up. Anderson draft. Yeah, he was the 3rd overall pick. Eli Willits, and then Tyler Bremner. I don't even know who that dude is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they went to UC. It was Eli Willits to the Nationals, and then the Angels took a pitcher from UC Santa Barbara who was ranked 8 over Ethan Holiday and Cade Anderson. That's because the Angels just didn't want to pay the signing bonus.
I guess you're the Angels.
I know. All right, we've digressed into MLB The Show talk, so I think that's all we got for today. But obviously, great college basketball week. So both of us are going to be locked in. We're going to keep the shorts rolling as best we can. It's been killing these shorts from the pod. So hopefully y'all have been liking all the content that's been coming out. Obviously, follow the Twitter account, follow the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to get your shorts from. We're putting them all up there. Obviously not on Twitter, but follow the Twitter so that you can be
I
locked
could put
in.
them on Twitter.
I don't deal with trying to figure out another algorithm.
No, I'll just repost them from whatever.
As always, it's a blast. Hope you have a great one. Talk to you
Yep.
soon.
Talk to you soon.
Peace.